Alright, I think we're ready to go. Hey yo everybody, I'm Braxton Wise. This is Third Coffee Studio. We are currently, here we go, working on game art from Poppy Playtime Chapter 5. This is a very cool piece. I like it a lot. It was requested, and when I saw the game art, I instantly wanted to do this. We're gonna start coloring today. I'm pretty sure we got everything as tight as I want it to be, and I'll drag in my my reference here, the one we've been using. There we go. We've got Mechagodzilla over here. I don't really need this. I started this one up forgetting that we were doing the other one. This one will get colored next Saturday. Don't say I didn't do anything. There we go. Alright. Make sure all our stuff works. Let's start a new layer. Just basic color. I don't even know where I'm going to start. I guess we'll just do this white. It's not pure white, so I want to make sure that, see, I have this on a gray, slightly gray background, so I can see bright whites and things early. Marto Varna, welcome in. I hope you're doing well. It's good to see you. Let's see. We'll give this a base color, and then we'll see about putting in you know, the lights and darks on here. I'm just being a little bit careful. I need to stay away from the gray color that I set for my canvas, because that's the one that won't show up. It's going okay. I mean, you know, aside from all the other stuff. Basically, we're doing okay. And we tightened up on Mechagodzilla yesterday. Starting the coloring on that one. which will be like next. I don't know when that will be. I guess that'll be next Friday. Have you ever played this game? I have not. I've only seen one person play it, and it was only for a moment, and then they ended their stream. So I don't really know anything about it. It's a scary game, and I know kids like to play it. It was a young person that requested it of me too. Yeah, I guess it is. It's like I don't know. It's some scary game. I'm wanting to say it's like a Five Nights at Freddy's kind of deal, maybe. Oof, crap. Hold on. I hate this. I just made coffee, and yet there's a little tiny bit of water on the bottom of my coffee cup, and it makes my coaster adhere to it when I lift it up. There. So it's an irritation. Well, I need to wipe all this moisture off. Like, what's the point of a coaster if it's doing that? Okay. Like, it'll stay on for long enough to, like, reach me, and then it'll hit my lap and bounce on the floor and roll behind the desk. This has happened multiple times. Coffee problems. You know? There. So I'm not sure how we're going to do this, but, you know, we're going to give it a try. I don't know if I want to go with the neutral or bring in some color. Yeah, it's gonna be, you can see like little bits of red on here. Of course, I'm sure they just did this with 3D modeler. And these reflections are just all added in there by a computer program, but we're gonna put them in by hand. But what it's doing is it's picking up all the red and creating reflective lighting. So if we add any color to this, I'm gonna add there. This can be warm. I don't know exactly what that bit is. I don't need to get to the edges. I'm doing it obsessively. Like it needs to be filled in, but it doesn't. I believe this is all just gonna be dark back here. You think so? I appreciate that. Thank you. I've been spending more time on the drawing part, so I don't just rush to painting. So we're kind of drawing on these for a little bit longer than I normally would have. Like a wrist mechanism. This will have to be more silvery white. And some of these are a bit thin, like there are some mistakes here. Certainly not a perfect representation. What do I do with this here? Whoops, look at that now. And this is gonna be like a pink. Right? That looks pink. And while we have it, I'll just use this to sketch out these wires. Also got rid of the crosshair problem. When stuff gets really tiny, there, it does these crosshairs. Which it does help you keep track of the cursor, but I really would not have the cursor smaller than I could physically see it. So there's no reason to have those crosshairs. If it's too small for me to see, then I don't want crosshairs around it. That's not going to help any. Of course, I could color pick this stuff too, but then it would just be... It's difficult, you know, because pixels aren't all the same color. It looks like I'm picking one color, but when you get close, there's like a ton of these things that I could be accidentally touching on. So it's really not going to be that accurate anyway. Unless it had like flat color. Which, it doesn't matter. I don't really have to get this exact. These things are hard to draw by hand. Long straight lines. You can see how cruddy my straight lines are. Let's see, grab this. I'm going to swatch of that. I wonder if I should do all that in a flat color first, or I don't know, I guess we're going flat color. I'll add these streaks like so, and a bit of, we'll use that too, because it's the same, pick that up off of the shine from here. See, because some of these, if we look, it gets sneaky. It's like, oh, you didn't see that little patch of red right there, did you? Well, there you go. Although I'm deliberately warming this up, this is probably not the right color anyway, but I'm okay with that. Hey, Strider. Welcome in. It's gonna be tough to do like nice straight edges on this. See, we're already kind of overstepping our bounds there. But this isn't like a coloring book either. This is just base color. Later we will struggle through all the rendering. I could vector these out as well. Which I might do that. Yeah, but mixing those things, I really don't like mixing them. This always gets tedious. Mr. Coolish, welcome in. I'm doing well. How are you doing? The issue I have with this, especially with the vectoring, is that we have to create solid lines for these, but these are all different colors. We have a light side and a dark side, and I'm not going to be able to see the light side, so I have to make it all dark. Then I have to come along and somehow replace that edge. I just don't really like that at all. So I'm not sure how we're going to deal with that. I really don't want to vector this. Is that not movable? Will it let go? So, yeah, here's the tedium. Here's the freaky tedium that this thing provides. So, I have to figure out how to undo that, because it won't let me undo the individual control points. Which sucks. See, because it added a control point when it shouldn't have. So then I have to switch to another mode to get it to do what I want. I really don't. I would love to just not vector. Could I please just not vector? But we have to vector. Maybe they can make it easier, or make it suck less. I don't know. Getting the lines is not the problem, though. It's the... There. I don't like that, so now I have to undo it. There. Anyway, filling them and then dealing with them later is sort of the issue. Okay, that'll be hand drawn, hand drawn. So I have to create boundaries when I try to fill these in. Crap. I have to switch. Can't there just be hotkeys for that or something? No, this one's fine. Yeah, I'll just complete those by hand later. Wrong. Here. Curve. Sort of. Also, thank you. I'm just catching up with chat. I'm hoping I can just fill these real quick with color and then somehow figure out the how I'm going to deal with the edges. I think that's gonna go badly. It's already freaking me out. There. I don't like that tool. I really don't like that tool. I honestly don't like getting these tools. I hate using these things. I really hate mixing them together. It just really is an awful experience. I am not a fan of vectoring. Because look at all the open-ended stuff. Like so many boundaries, I might as well just draw it by hand. It's going to be so incredibly tedious to seal all these off and make sure that they can be filled. I feel like I'm going to have to end up vectoring the entire thing. The only way I can do that, I think, is... I don't know, either vector every single thing and just go crazy while doing it. Because all these open ends, I really might as well just color it by hand, and yet it's going to take too much work to do that. It's kind of a trap. The only other thing I can do is I have to seal all these off in order to bucket fill them. This is a problem. Right, if I'm going to fill, you see, then we have to what? Refer to other layers. And it still comes out gross. You see, so it's, I don't know if this is going to be helpful at all. Yeah, so there's so many open spaces. This is going to be kind of nightmarish to fill, I think. Boy, we got a challenge for us today, apparently. Yeah, but I don't want to vector everything. Well, I'll have to at least vector off these edges. Right. And that's the other problem. Once I take away those vectored edges, then they're not there filling with color anymore. So I have to rasterize these. like that. Okay. Okay, so then that's what we'll have to do. Man, this can be clunky. Alright, I guess that's what we're gonna do. And when we drop it down, they won't be vectors anymore. They'll be part of it, and then we'll color on top of it. We just don't need to do the round part, so I have to do that by hand anyway. There. What all is not open? I mean, not closed off. Yeah, I don't think that's closed off enough. It'll fill the whole page. There. I think that works. Okay, we'll just drop that down. Into there. Okay, better. Also, ayo woo woo. Ayo Heimdall. There's not going to be anything on that. We're just going to use that as we need it, and then I'll just drop the lines down. I need to have some kind of method for working with vectors, because I dislike combining them with regular hand-drawn stuff. So I have to have some kind of method that allows me to bring them back in and deal with them like regular paint. Also, this is a little bit too dark. I still might see my stuff though. Yeah. Being tech and carpenter support. Oh, really? You must have a very strange sleep schedule. It kind of would have to be to deal with like all the North American gamers and people that you spend your time with. You'd never see them if you didn't. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's basically like on NA time. I have a feeling this is really the wrong color to be using. But it is, though. It just, I don't know. I wasn't going quite so dark on everything else. But that's because of the bucket fills making everything darker. Wow. Wow. Alright, let's just bring that eraser down to something usable, please. Thank you. You see some wood? Wait, you threw wood away? Does that count? As what though? Like as work? Yeah, I mean, it's physical labor, right? This needs to be lowered. There. Lower the opacity a bit. I should not be using this color. It's too dark for this. I'm not going to be able to see my lines eventually. Of course, later we won't need it too much. It's just it's nice to have it for reference so I can go back to where I had intended to be earlier, just in case I lose the thread, which happens. But I'm concentrating on blocking it in right now. Eventually these lines will go away and I'll just start rendering. See? Like that. I don't know about doing the whole background. That might be a bit much for one day. I did lose a bit of time trying to figure out what I was going to do with the vectors. At least now I have a basic plan for when we do more of these. if I end up adding vectors in with stuff again. Yeah, you have been busy. You only have a couple of months, so I get it. Oh, I know what I'll do. Okay, new plan. Well, addition to the other plan. See, I need this. I need to work out a way to mix vectors with this stuff because I get stuck in things, and you saw how I kind of vacillated before because I don't want to have to draw it by hand, but I also don't want to deal with the tedium of vectors and then figuring out how to mix them back and forth because vectors have to go on a special layer, and you know, I think I have a new plan or a modification to that plan. So should I just do full black? Yeah. Shadows should be warm. Highlights should be cool. Even though I know we want to go opposite. You know, like the shadows, you want to go like, you think like cold and dark, but really shadows are much warmer and the highlights are icy cold. At least that's the way a lot of painters think of them. Doll eyes, black as their soul. Okay, there's going to be other stuff here. So how are we going to do... Excuse me. How are we going to do that? And let's pick up this and just mash in a bit of darkness on some of these things here. just to sort of deepen this over here. It's the right color, isn't it? Well, at least it's the color I decided on, isn't it? There. Might be a little too red here, so we'll transition to like a more neutral. Like that. Black is their soul. It's kind of a line from Jaws. I shouldn't be doing that one. We should be doing turn off pressure size. Like that. There. That airbrush is a tricky one. And where's the mouth? And then the shadow is going to come down around here. This is where it's going to get tough because there's nothing really delineating these things. It's going to be all like airbrush. There's going to be a lot of shading with that. Also, the new plan for dealing with these edges and stuff, when I have to go back over them, is I'll just use Alpha Lock to preserve some of these edges. And when I come back in, I'll go over them by hand to put these highlights in, but Alpha Lock will kind of retain that edge, I think. It's not going to help inside of here. So that's going to be a trick and a half. Because this is crossing over other pixels, so it's going to contain in this area, but it's not going to be... Yeah, but we'll have to compromise on that one, I guess. Shady business, yes. Pressure size. I was messing with this airbrush. It's a little too skinny at times. So I was kind of messing with this earlier today. Where's the rest of you? Like... here. So the bridge of the nose comes over this way. Darn it, I really do need to figure out how to preserve these because that's going to get in the way again, isn't it? I'm going to have to do some stupid complicated layering thing, aren't I? Yeah. I could create a mask for it. I don't know. We'll just redraw it later. I'll just go back over it with another vector up here and then fill and drop it back down on there again. It's fine. But it's going to be so hard to deal with this one to do the edges of it. I don't know. I feel like we don't have a lot of choices. We're going to have to just... Some of this I'm going to have to just do by hand. It's just how it's going to be. Thank you. What's up, car? Mr. Tube. If I take some of this like orangey color. Like that. Yeah, some of this will have to be redrawn. I'll just have to deal with that. Just like these eyes, I'll have to refill. I mean, again, it's not a coloring book, it's just, these are just my guidelines. Eventually, these go away, and then I start doing things like this. Digitals, I don't know what that, wait. Digital circus movie, I don't even know it, I've not even heard of this. Actually, I don't even know what new movies there are. There we go. YouTube, it's a YouTube movie? Alright. People trapped in a crazy cartoon circus and forced to have adventures. Last episodes in June. Wait, okay, so it's a... So you like buy a ticket for the series? I'm not into circus stuff though. That usually implies clowns will be there. Oh wait, just the last episode? Alright. I'll look up a trailer. I am curious to see what it's about. I mean, you know, actually see it. Like whatever the thing is. I'm trying to put it together in my head, but it's just not working. Let's see, basic shadows getting mapped out. We're gonna have to figure out how to do these skull things, cracks. What am I gonna do with that? Alright, that needs to be on its own layer, I think. At least. Because when I start doing... I mean, I probably should do the shading on top of it too. On top of another layer. But I don't want to do that either. What are we going to use for that? I could use the airbrush, but I feel like my brushy brush is going to be better. And it's like this. Maybe I'll add that on top. Okay, and they just look like lines for now, but what I'm going to do to deepen these in is put like a highlight on the other side of it. So here's the dark part of it, and then we'll do, just grab that. Well, I don't want that because that's the same color. That won't show. Yeah, they're like little highlights. Along where that crack will be. Never picks light enough. Something like that. How's that look? It's not light enough. I guess I have to just go pure white, I guess. Maybe that works better. We'll do like a light bit and then we'll go over it with a dark. Yeah. Something like that. I'm trying to pay attention to where these are, but I also am not going to stress if it's not exactly right. Because already these are a little bit off. of a skull fracture test. Cracks. Okay. Alright, so the basic point of today is to get the general color filled in, map out where all my shading and highlights are going to be, and then next time we'll just start polishing it up. Alright, so I feel like we're not doing great color choices, but as long as I stay relatively consistent, I'm probably okay. Where did you go? You are supposed to have another thing here. Like here. Is that right? Yeah, I think there it is. Somehow I missed that, I think. Did I fill that? Maybe I did, and it's just... There, maybe I didn't. Alright, better. Darn it. Braxton Wise, if you don't stop painting on the wrong layer, I'm gonna kill you. Look at all that work we now have to undo. I'll have to turn all these off so I can see it. Here. We'll just kill it all. Keep the cracks. Don't put that on there. I should. I think he means it. He's not bluffing. Okay, so continue mapping. At least this is what I call it. Some would just call it a mess. I kind of call it a mess too when I get frustrated. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. That's gonna get redone. Like that. Bring it forward again. Why is that not lighter? Let's see, let's try alpha lock and see if that helps me any with these edges like I was talking about before. Yeah. It's only going to work selectively though in these little spots where there's already something. This just keeps me along the edge, I guess. Right? Yeah. But I will still have to round these out. It's not going to help if I just have, you know, chunky, bumpy stuff. So these things do have to get smoothed out, but at least it's going to help with the with these bits that I vectored. Yeah, that's a little bit easier. Learn to use your tools, Braxton. This needs to be brighter and pink. Yeah. You are this one. Hey yo, 100, Mr. Player. I missed a little pointy bit there. That needs to be here, a little bit there, and then with just massive shine underneath it. I'll leave that one and shine up that one instead. This one goes straight up, doesn't it? That's right, that one goes behind it. Like that. Like that. Sorry, Heimdall. It never goes away. I just have to very lightly suggest it, and then just wait. It only takes a couple of minutes. Excuse me. Alright, how are we doing on the mapping? I think I basically have it roughed in. I don't know if we're going to deal with the title and stuff. Is there anything else I've missed? I can turn off alpha and then add in the little things that I was missing before. Like this one needs a little needs a little spike there. Is that, do I have size pressure on? Yeah, so this would come up. Woof. I feel like this needs a spike on it. Even the way I've drawn it, you can't really see it. I feel like it's better that way. That's basically fine for now. Figure out the head cracks, done. Basic rendering on the face. Base color filled in. Oh yeah, you watched it? That's cool. It was so cool. It was so cool. Like we've never been able to see that so clearly and live before. Like they tell you about it and then they hit the ground and you're like, oh, there you go. They hit the, you know, they do the splash down and there you go. Like in the past, you never got to see like live footage from anything. It took forever to get any messages back and forth, and just the whole live thing on the space station or on the module and everything was just really cool. It was like 10 days. It was just a lot of very cool, just neat, nerdy space stuff. And they were saying that this isn't a once-in-a-lifetime thing. There's going to be more of these. And, you know, there's definitely the money for it, apparently. If we're spending trillions, and this only takes a few million here and there, that seems cheap now. So, I have a feeling there's going to be more of them, and it's going to be neat. And we need a diversion from all the horrible crap that's going on right now. I think it's a good one. Let's see, is this centered the way I want it? Or the way it should be? Because I think we were off a bit before. Excuse me, I'm yawning. There we go. It's roughly there. Okay, let's see if we can map out a background real quick. Because all this is going to take a lot of tedium. So I just have to sit here and quietly fuss with all the edges and straighten everything out, which will happen. But that's what the mapping is for, because then later on, like I've done with this, having my sketch, the mapping is just to get all that down so I can get the sketch out of the way, and then I can just render without lines or anything. Let's see. Human landed within 2 years. I just want to see, because they're going to do a base on the moon, right? So, like, they're going to build up there, and I just want to see all that happen. And hopefully it doesn't get used for political reasons and blah, blah, blah. It'd be nice if we could just have one thing that is untouched by that crap. Just let us have this one thing. I'm liking the cracks. That really adds some realism. Adding little details, a little, adding in the dark spots and light spots. Up close it looks sketchy and gross, but I'll figure out how to mimic these little, you know, the little jagged bits. Like here, I think that's pretty close. The way the skull knits together. This is not quite right. It'll be good. It'll be fun to add this in at the end, and then it'll just look very realistic. It'll be cool. I'm excited about this. I like doing these like smooth shadows and stuff. I don't get a chance to use my airbrush that often. Yeah, let's see if we can throw together some basic background. I feel like this is a railing, and what was it? Super cool guy was talking about. He said these were toys or something, piles of toys, and I feel like this is a furnace or something. I'm just gonna paint what I see instead of try to make sense out of it. But this is, I'm just sort of trying to figure out what it is. Even though I don't actually need to. You know what I mean? Maybe we can convince President Voldemort to fund it by saying we can have a war on... You know, you're probably not wrong. He's on borrowed time anyway. Okay, let's refer only to... How do we do the reference thing? What is that? Is it this? Okay, if I set that as a reference layer, then how does that work? I need to figure out how to work that tool. Also, this looks like a lighthouse. I don't know why. Is that what that's for? I guess that's what lighthouses are for, aren't they? For reference, reference points, so you don't hit the shore. So maybe it is a lighthouse. So you don't hit the shore or something. Did that work? No. No, refer multiple. I don't know how to deal with that. No, it's still, I guess that doesn't do anything. Yeah, I had to do some homework. I have to figure out how to use this reference thing. So I'm not exactly sure. I know it does something like that. How am I gonna do that? I guess we'll just... I could just do it by hand instead of the fill. Just get some basic thing in here. Okay, and like a dark red. More red though. It's starting to look cool now that the background's in. When we go a little further out, you know, the messiness, you can't see that. It looks a little bit starting to look okay. All this mess will be gone though later on. We'll clean all that up. Should I paint on that though, or should we erase? Yeah, because if I'm coloring underneath it, then I should erase. Like that. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to say it. Heimdall and I torture each other with the same earworm, just in case nobody gets the, gets why he was so upset a minute ago. And it's two of them, actually. It's a two, yeah. There's two of them, really. It's a couple of songs. One is a song, one is a freaky meme that I had on my stream a long time ago. Okay. Literally, people would come in from other channels just to see it. It was pretty epic. Alright, I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty good. There, I don't like that we had that. Why are you not picking up the color? Oh, it's an eraser. Sorry, it looks like my other brush and I forget what I'm doing. There. Yeah, see, we'll start to smooth these things out. If I need to, I can bring my sketch back in and see where we are. Of course, neither is set in stone. They're guidelines, and I can veer away from it. Freely. Let's see what we can do with a little bit of orange in this background. This is not there. Is that right? You know, this is giving me like Star Wars trash compactor vibes. But like one of the newer ones. Remember when they were on that conveyor belt? Which one was that? It's the prequels. But I'm just thinking that red color, that red glow all around as you're moving toward a furnace is what I'm thinking of. Think second one? Okay. Heimdall's the one to ask too. He and I are both Star Trek and Star Wars nerds. Let's see. So where's the thing? We'd have like a thing up. See, I had this a bit large, honestly, because this bit here, I really brought that up there, way up there. So this is roughly here. I guess that means if I want to put this there, like that, and then imagine the 5 here. You see, you don't actually need to know what you're drawing. You just need to be able to see it. You know, just draw what you see. It doesn't have to be anything. You don't have to know what it is. Although I'm just kind of approximating. I think that needs to be higher, doesn't it? Yeah. Let's see. Can I go back far enough in that one? Yeah. Let's grab some orange and just at least try and pop in some orange here in the middle. Some of these are even more red though. Oh, sorry, are you streaming today, Heimdall? Or anybody? No? Okay. Yeah, I could make this smaller. Then we get a little bit more of this on the page, but I don't know, I feel like I don't want to do that. I feel like I don't want to put too much into the background here. Just brighten that up. I like working in this sort of mist-like quality without a lot of hard edges. You just sort of like shape it and form it out of these clouds is sort of how I think of it. It's kind of neat. Yeah, see, it's already starting to look, well, it still looks like nonsense because it's blurry, but it's starting to look a little bit better. Like there's something there, right? Nonsense. Let's see, with some darkness, I guess. Do more around here. I'm working around this. I really don't want to put the words on it. This is just for, and this title serves no artistic purpose. So I don't want to put it in there. But I'm trying to sort of see around it, because it does kind of, you know, when I'm looking for reference points for where everything's going to be, this jumps in my face. So I'm trying to, I don't know, I guess see past it. Or look through it, in a way. Let's go back to some of that. That still needs to be brighter. You know what I need to do? I need to get myself a real airbrush. I am a traditional media artist, even though I lean into digital these days. And I've always wanted to learn how to airbrush. Yeah, I need to redo this. This needs to be, what, like warmer, brighter? This needs like a halo, like a hot kind of orange halo around it. Like that. You need something here. Oops. That was the wrong choice. Just airbrush with crazy straw full of paint. Good old crazy straws. I was obsessed with those as a kid. Had to have them all the time. Was that just a 70s thing? Maybe 80s? This color is not really vivid enough. Of course, we're just faking this in, so it's not detrimental or anything. Yeah, it's not bad, it's just an approximation. Is that bright enough? I don't know if I'm getting that door right. It needs more yellow, probably. Glowy colors are kind of difficult for me. He's going forward there. What thing? A crazy straw. Okay, so it was a thing. I guess it was like a 70s or 80s thing. Crazy straws are these really loopy straws. They're all twisted up and everything, and you drink through them and you can see the water or the liquid going up through them and then coming back down. Let's see if I can find one. And of course I can find one. The internet has everything ever invented. There. Crazy straws. There you go. Well, we could buy them in the store. You'd buy like packs of them and you'd make your parents buy them. And then they would, you know, eventually they get gross because you can't like clean them out. And, you know, you get new ones all the time. But they were very cool. I guess it was a way to get kids to drink stuff. Drink your juice. Of course, don't give children juice. You're just pouring sugar into them. It's terrible. Give them some water. I know they don't want water. They want juice. Still. Well, that's what we call them. I don't know. You probably had like some other name for them, right? Drink your cod liver oil. I know water isn't fun, but juice is not good for you, even if it's fruit. Fruit isn't good for you. Sugar is still sugar. I know I'm on my anti-sugar tirade now. Which were the ones that I usually got? I don't remember now. These don't look like the ones I had. These are too modern. Some of them are in shapes. Ours weren't in shapes. They were just like spirally, twisty things like these. Like this one, they probably look more like that. You know, they were more like this one, I think. Anyway, crazy straws. A Gen X staple. Oof. There, what were we doing? Why did I have that color? What was I doing with that color? So I think these are piles of toys over here. I'm laying in the bright bits and then I'll go in with black. Let's use a brush. Use my old brush. It is cool that you can still buy them. What is that? What on earth? Get out of there. You're ruining my painting there. Okay, it's not awful. Yeah, I think I'm good enough with that background as it is. So then when we come back, as it probably know, we'll do next Saturday is we work on the coloring for Mechagodzilla, and then next Sunday we'll come back in and tighten up on everything, then it should be done, at least to my satisfaction. It's not going to be, I'm not going to obsess and make it perfect, but I'm going to tighten up everything. Although I think it's pretty close as it is. I just need to refine the edges and work on the shines of the metal. Cracks in the baby head, and reinforce the shadows. Yeah. Okay, I guess that's it. for today. I hope everyone had a good time. Come back next Saturday, and we'll be working on Mechagodzilla, which is a very fun one. That had a lot of drawing in it too. I really want to make sure those angles were right, and we're going to be doing more of this. We'll map it out. You'll map out the shading, highlights, and then Sunday we'll probably polish this up and maybe finish it completely. Right? Let's save. And did that save? It did. Whoa, it took a while. Come on, man. Come on, man. Quit that saving. There it goes. Wow, it's taken a long time to save. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay. I'm out, everyone. Have a really great week, and I will see you next Saturday.